Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, March 20th, and I have two poems to read to you this morning. And so we'll get started with the Laure-Anne Boselaar. This is from her book, Small Gods of Grief. Truly phenomenal poet, incredible book. If you ever come across it in a bookstore or at the library, I highly recommend you read the whole thing. So this poem I'm going to read today is called For My Son. I sit against the scarred trunk of an oak. The sun barely winnows through its branches. Beyond a lit spot small as a newborn's fist, a twig quivers, then arcs toward light. What caused such languid inclination makes its way down the leaf, a tiny snail, gold as corn. For an instant, they sway lit in utter balance, then in a deep bow. The leaf releases its weight onto earth and curls back into the shade, the vitreous path of that moment now in its center. Matthew, if nature's cruelties know no limits, neither do the boundaries of its grace. I give thanks for you. It's just sweet. The next poem I'd like to read is by Tracy K. It's from her book, Wade in the Water. Former poet laureate, Pulitzer Prize winner, just really, really incredible book. Had a really hard time actually figuring out which poem to read from this, but chose Refuge for a variety of reasons, but mostly because during this kind of time you just sort of want to reach out and take care of people, and I think this poem really, really speaks to that. So, Refuge. Until I can understand why you fled, why you are willing to bleed, why you deserve what I must be willing to cede, let me imagine you are my mother in Montgomery, Alabama, walking to campus rather than riding the bus. I know what they call you, what they try to convince you lack. I know your tired ankles, the sudden thunder of your laugh. Until I want to give you what I myself deserve, let me love you by loving her. Your sister in a camp in Turkey, 16, deserving of everything. Let her be my daughter, who has curled her neat hands into fists, insisting nothing is fair and I have never loved her. Naomi, lips set in a scowl, young heart ransacking its cell. Let me lend her passion to your sister and love her for her living rage, her need for more and now and all. Let me leap from sleep if her voice sounds out, afraid from down the hall. I have seen men like your father walking up Harrison Street. Now that the days are getting longer, let me love them as I love my own father, whom I phoned once from a valley in my life to say what I feared I'd never adequately said. Voice choked, stalled, hearing the silence spread around us like weather. What would it cost me to say it now, to a stranger's father, walking home to our separate lives together? It's just great. Today is kind of a drizzly, overcast day. I hope that everyone either gets outside and has a little walk in that drizzle, or sits with a cup of tea and reads a book, or does whatever you need to do to feel good today. So take care, and I will see you again on Monday morning. Bye.